The sound that followed me. It began on a quiet Wednesday night, one of those nights where the world feels too still, like it's holding its breath. I was halfway home from work, the road empty except for the occasional flash of headlights in the opposite lane. That's when my phone buzzed in the cup holder. At first, I thought it was a text, but the screen said something else. Unknown AirTag detected moving with you. I frowned. I didn't own an AirTag. I barely even knew how they worked. I assumed it was a glitch. Maybe someone nearby had dropped theirs, and my phone picked it up by mistake. I swiped the alert away and kept driving. But a few minutes later, it appeared again. Same message, same tone, soft but sharp enough to crawl under my skin. My heart began to pick up. I pulled over under a flickering streetlight, the kind that made the road look grainy and unnatural. I searched my car top to bottom, under the seats, inside the glove box, even under the carpet in the boot. Nothing. The sound of the wind outside was the only thing keeping me company. When I finally got home, I tried to laugh it off. Weird tech stuff, I told myself, tossing my keys on the counter. But the unease clung to me, heavy and alive. I couldn't shake the thought that something, or someone, was following me. Half an hour later, my phone buzzed again. Same notification. But this time, the message had changed slightly. AirTag detected moving with you, now located near your current position. My stomach twisted. The AirTag was still with me, inside the house. I opened the Find My app, hands trembling. The location dot pulsed faintly right near me, almost on me. I began to move through the house slowly, phone stretched out in front of me, watching as the signal got stronger with every step. It led me to the hallway, then to the coat rack. My black jacket, the one I'd worn to work, hung there, still damp from the evening air. I reached into the pocket. My fingers brushed against something cold, smooth, and round. An AirTag. My throat went dry. I turned it over in my hand. Plain, white, perfectly ordinary. But when I tapped play sound on my phone, it chirped back immediately like it was waiting for me. That's when I saw something else in the app. A map. It showed the AirTag's movement history. The line traced everywhere I'd been, my workplace, the car park, the route I took home, and finally, here. But it didn't start at my job. It started 2 days earlier, from a different location entirely. Whoever owned it had been following me for at least 48 hours. I froze when the AirTag pinged again. Only, it didn't come from my phone this time. It came from outside. I turned slowly toward the window. The streetlight flickered once, twice, and then I saw him. A tall figure stood on the other side of the road, perfectly still, facing my house. The light caught just enough of his face to reflect something metallic in his hand. He didn't move, didn't speak, but the faint sound, that same tiny ping, came again. I dropped the AirTag into a glass of water, hoping to kill it. The sound stopped. For a moment, everything went silent. Then my phone lit up again. New AirTag detected moving with you. Then another, and another. 3 devices now, all nearby, all moving. I stared out the window again, but the man was gone. And from somewhere deeper in the house, I heard it. Faint, echoing inside this time, a small rhythmic chirp, like the heartbeat of something mechanical hiding in the walls. That's when I realized something that still makes my hands shake as I write this. The first AirTag wasn't meant to track me. It was meant to warn me. something else was already here. The tag. I first noticed it when I left work late one night. My phone buzzed in my pocket as I crossed the car park, a strange, hollow sound echoing off the concrete walls. I pulled it out, expecting a message, but instead the screen lit up with words I'd never seen before. Unknown AirTag detected moving with you. I frowned. I didn't own an AirTag. I'd only ever seen them on ads, those little white circles that helped people find lost keys or wallets. I laughed it off, assuming someone nearby must have dropped theirs. I got in my car, started the engine, and drove off into the dark. But halfway home, the notification popped up again. AirTag detected near you. The same chill that runs through you when you realize you're not alone hit me hard. I checked the back seat through the mirror. Nothing. The street lights flickered as I turned into my neighborhood, and for the first time in a long time, I caught myself locking the doors before I even parked. At home, the house felt different, too quiet. The hum of the fridge seemed louder than usual. I set my keys down and opened the Find My app just to see if I could pinpoint it. There it was. The AirTag was still nearby, inside the house. I froze. My breath caught halfway up my throat. Slowly, I began walking through the rooms, the kitchen, the lounge, the hallway, following the faint signal on the screen. Each step made the tone on the app grow louder, sharper, until I stood in front of the hallway closet. The sound was coming from inside. I opened the door, expecting, I don't know, a toy, a bag, maybe something I'd dropped earlier, but it wasn't mine. Hanging from one of my jackets, a jacket I hadn't worn in weeks, was a small white AirTag attached to the inside pocket. I picked it up, cold, smooth, too light to feel real. I turned it over and noticed something etched on the back. Faint, almost rubbed off. Just 2 letters. LR. That's when I remembered something. Last week, I'd found a wallet in the parking lot at work. I'd handed it into reception. It belonged to someone named Liam R. Dash. I never saw anyone come collect it. The AirTag pinged again, but this time the sound came from my phone. A map appeared, the AirTag's location history. My heart dropped. The trail started at my workplace, then to the petrol station I stopped at on Monday, then my street, and finally, my bedroom. Every place I'd been in the last few days. Logged, tracked. Then suddenly, the map updated. The AirTag was moving, not away from me, toward me. I turned toward the hallway on empty, but the pinging sound grew louder. Louder. It wasn't coming from the tag in my hand anymore. It was coming from somewhere else. I backed up slowly, listening. The sound echoed faintly through the vent above the hallway door, a mechanical, rhythmic chirp that almost sounded like breathing. My phone vibrated again. AirTag detected near you. Multiple devices. Multiple. The next sound came from the backyard. A faint, metallic clink, like something being dropped onto the ground. Then another. I peeked through the window and saw them. 3 small white discs scattered across the grass, each one glowing faintly in the dark. And then I saw the figure standing just beyond the fence. Tall. Motionless. Watching. He didn't move when I flicked on the light, didn't flinch when I yelled. He just raised a phone, and the AirTags began to ping in unison, a shrill, piercing tone that filled the night. I ran for the door, locked it, backed into the hallway, but the noise didn't stop. One of the tags in the yard started moving again. The signal on my phone updated. AirTag detected moving with you. Inside. The sound came from the vent again, louder now. Something metallic slid down through it and landed on the floor near my feet. A new AirTag, and carved into the back, deeper this time, were two new letters. Y-O. Your. Before I could move, a message appeared on my phone. Found you. The AirTag pinged again, but it wasn't alone. There were dozens now, and as I looked toward the front door, every lock on it slowly clicked open, one after another, in perfect rhythm with the sound. The AirTag under the seat. I always thought AirTags were harmless, clever little gadgets that helped you find lost keys or wallets. I never thought one would make me afraid to be alone in my own car. It started on a Friday night. I'd finished a late shift and the office car park was deserted except for a few stray lights buzzing overhead. As I started the engine, my phone buzzed with the notification. Unknown AirTag detected moving with you. I frowned. I didn't own one. I looked around the car. Nothing. Maybe it was a glitch, I thought. I drove off, telling myself not to overthink it. But halfway down the highway, the notification appeared again. AirTag detected near you. The air in the car suddenly felt heavy. My heart began to thump as I checked the mirrors, half expecting to see a car tailing me. There was no one, just the hum of the tires and that blue glow from my phone. When I pulled into my driveway, I opened the Find My app. The little map pulsed, and it said the AirTag was still with me, inside the car. I turned the lights on and searched, under the mats, behind the seats, even in the glove box. Nothing. But the phone kept pinging louder, faster, like it was panicking. Then I lifted the passenger seat. Wedged underneath, taped to the metal rail, was a small white AirTag. It was clean, almost new. No scratches, no dirt. Whoever put it there had done it recently. My hands shook as I peeled it off. I ran back inside, locked the doors, and threw it into a glass of water like I'd read online. The sound stopped. For a few minutes, I just stood there, staring at it, bubbles rising around it like it was still alive. I opened the app again. It showed the location history. The AirTag had been following me all week. Work, the supermarket, even my gym. Every route I'd taken, recorded. And then something changed on the screen. The AirTag updated its location. It wasn't in the glass anymore. The map pin jumped, outside the house, in the driveway. I looked through the blinds. There was a car parked across the street. Black, engine running, lights off. Someone was inside. I couldn't see their face, but I could tell they were watching my house. My phone buzzed again, another notification. New AirTag detected moving with you. I checked the signal. The second AirTag was nearby, inside the house. My chest tightened. I moved slowly, following the tracker through the app. The signal led me to the front door. On the floor mat, half hidden under the edge, was another AirTag. Someone had been inside. I picked it up, my fingers trembling, and turned it over. Scratched into the back with something sharp were two words. Small, crooked, and deliberate. Found you. And then from the car outside I heard a faint ping. The same sound, soft, mechanical, echoed from somewhere deeper in the house. Then another, and another, until it felt like they were coming from everywhere. I don't know how many there are now. I've turned my phone off, unplugged the router, everything. But sometimes at night, when it's quiet, I can still hear it. Faintly under the floorboards, behind the walls, that sharp little ping, closer every time,